Hello everyone, my name is Akbar Khan. In today's video, we are going to analyze a dataset about the unicorn companies. So first of all, let's see what's a unicorn company. A unicorn company is a privately held venture or startup that boasts an exceptional or somewhat rare attribute, that is a valuation of over $1 billion before acquisition. This is the definition of a unicorn company according to Crunchbase. So let us all go to our data set and have a look as to what we are dealing with. So this is our data set. Let me first arrange it. So we can see that our data set contains columns like company name, their valuation at the record of this database, then the date on which they entered the unicorn club, after which is the industry in which the company operates, their city, the country out of which the company is based or operating, then we have continent. Also we got the year founded. After that we have the funding that the company received, and at last we have a list of investors that invested in that startup. So in this project we are going to use Excel for our data cleaning, and after that we will visualize this data set in Tableau. So let us all go and start cleaning our data set. First of all, we will start Excel and select a blank workbook. Then we will go to data, and here we will select text or CSV because our data set is in the form of a CSV. Now we will locate our data set, and here is the data set, unicorn companies. This is creating a connection to the data set, and when we click on transform data or load data, so load data will load our data. When we click on transform data, it will start the Power Query editor of Excel, which is a very powerful data cleaning and data manipulation tool. So let us click on transform data. Now our data set is opened in the Power Query editor, and we can have a look at our data set. The first thing that we are gonna establish is that the Power Query editor detected the right data type. So the company name, which is text, is imported correctly, and the valuation is imported in wrong data type because this is showing as a text field, but it has to be number or currency. Date is imported correctly, industry, city, everything is fine except for funding and valuation. So if we have to change the data type of any column, we need to go to this symbol at the top left corner. We click on it and let's change it to currency. Replace current, and see we are getting errors. The cause of this error is that, see here, this dollar sign and this billion is attached with the number as a text, and a text cannot be converted into number or currency. So we will remove this step from here. We'll just click on the cross button. Now first of all we have to clean this column. So in cleaning we have to remove the dollar sign first. For that we will go to transform and click on replace value. After replace value, what is it that we want to replace? We will put it on the top box, a dollar sign. And what do we want to replace it with? We want to replace it with nothing, so we will put nothing and click on OK. See, the dollar sign is removed. Now this billion, we can replace this billion as well, but we want to keep it in another column as to be specific about how much is the valuation of this company. To achieve that, we'll keep this valuation column highlighted and come to a split column, and then we will choose digit to non-digit. The reason being, see, 0 is a digit and this B is a non-digit. So we will select this option. Our valuation column is split in two and we will rename it. So the number part will be left as valuation and the billion part we will name it as in billion. This is done. Now we will convert it to currency. Now we will do the same thing with our funding column. First replace value with nothing. Then we will split it by digit to non-digit. The number column will be called funding and this will be called in billion or million, because we have billion and million and we have to tackle with this in order to simplify our calculations further, because we can see some of the fundings are in billion and some are in million. This is done. Now see, this date also turned to a text. We will turn it to date, and from here we will go to add column and we will extract the year from it, and this is done. We will bring it here and we will name it joined year. This is done. Another thing that we can see is this city column has some blanks. So again we will go to transform, highlight the column first and we will replace it. We will replace the blanks with unknown. This is done. Now our cleaning is done. We can do many more things. Before that, let's go and have a look at our recommended analysis. So the first recommended analysis is which unicorn company have had the biggest return on investment. So this is a ROI problem. Then how long does it take for a company to become a unicorn? Has it always been this way? Which country have the most unicorn? Are there any cities that appear to be industry hub? And which investor have funded the most unicorn? These are the recommended analysis, and apart from that we will do any analysis as and when required. So these are our analysis that we have to perform, and for that we can perform certain things like this ROI we can calculate here, or the time taken to enter the unicorn club, we can get it from year joined and year found, but those we will be doing in Tableau itself. So now we are going to home and we will click on close and load. This will load our dataset, clean dataset to a table, and we will save this as a CSV file and we will save it on desktop. We will name it Unicorn Company Cleaned and change the type to comma delimited and save. We will click on OK and we have saved our data in the CSV file. Now we are going to start Tableau and then connect our dataset to Tableau and start our visualization. So now we are going to open Tableau. This Tableau is opened and this is the interface of Tableau. This is Tableau public. Here we have to connect to our dataset. Since it is a CSV, we'll go to text file. Then we will locate our dataset. This is the dataset. The dataset is opened and we can see that we are having 100 rows of preview. If we want to preview the whole dataset, we have to enter a number here that is bigger than the total number of rows. And if we do that, see, we have 1074 rows of reviews, and this is the total size of our dataset. So here also we will check if the data types are imported correctly or not. So this is correct. All the data sets have been imported correctly, and we will go to our sheet 1 and start our visualization. So here we have a hierarchy of country, city. Now the first question is, which company had the biggest return on investment? So for return on investment, we have to create a calculated field, and there we can calculate our return on investment. So to create a calculated field, we will come here to this triangle, click on it, create calculated field. We will name it ROI, and the calculation will be like valuation minus funding divided by funding. But before that, we have to change our funding into billions, because it is either in billion or in million. So we'll close it and we'll right click on the arrow, and we will go to create calculated field. We will call it funding in billion. So we will write if this field is equals to M, then we want funding divided by 1000, because a billion has 1000 millions. Else we want the funding and end. The calculation is valid. We'll apply it. Done. Now we can calculate the return on investment. We'll come here, create calculated field, name it ROI, and then we will valuation minus funding in billion divided by funding in billion. Apply.
Okay.
We want company, so we will be creating rows with company. Select from list, and there will be nothing. Okay. Now we will bring ROI So these are the company as per the biggest ROI. Zapier 3999 times, Dunamu 126 times, Workhuman 110 times, CFGI 104 times, Manner 99 times. So our chart is created, and see, we have 13 null values, and the null values are in ROI. So we will filter this. Now it's done. We will name it company ROI, and we will bring this ROI to text label. We will remove this from here. After that, we will also bring our valuation to detail and funding in billion to detail. Here, see, this is showing funding in billion to be 0. What about here? It is showing 0.7, here 0. Let us go to our data set and check what is the issue. So the company was called Zapier. We'll find it. Zapier. Here is Zapier. Let's check. It has a valuation of 4 billion and a funding of 1 million, which if we convert it to billion would be 0.001 billion. That's why it is not showing in here, because we are having only 2 decimal possible. So we'll come to ROI, click on this triangle and default properties. After that we'll go to number format, and here we will select number custom 3. See, this will show now. Oh, we did it with ROI. We have to do it with funding in billion. See, this is showing. All good. Now we will edit the chart itself. We will right click on any blank space and click on format. This A is for text, and see, here is sheet, row and column. If we are on sheet, any changes we make will be applied to the whole sheet. If we are on row, this will be applied on rows, and so on. So we want to change everything for sheet. We will hide this field label, sheet, and Tableau book. We want Tableau medium. Size should be 10. Yes, but this also increased in size. Do we want to increase that in size? If we don't, then we will come to row. First we'll go to sheet and decrease the size to 8. Then we'll come to row, header, and we'll increase it to 10. See, only this size is increased and not this one. And the color a little bit darker. This is for this. This is done. After that, we'll come to this bucket, and this is for background fill. If we don't want any background fill, we'll click on none. Everything is none and none. Now we can see these column dividers. So for that we'll come to lines and we will go to column and we'll make it none. This is done. Zero line, we'll make it a little thicker and darker, but we don't want that line, we want the continuous line. This is done. Yeah, everything is done in here. And now we will, this box that is appearing whenever I hover on any of the chart is called the tooltip. Now we are going to format this tooltip. For that we will have to come here. This is the default tooltip, but we don't want it like this. We want it something different. So we'll paste company gave a ROI of, then this value we will cut and paste here. Company boasted a valuation of, we'll bring in the valuation Fitna at a funding of and C. We'll remove bold. We'll bold only the numerical values and also increase their size a little bit to 12 bold. This is done. Now if we hover on the bars, we'll see it like this. But also we need to format it a little bit more. Again we'll go here. First we'll remove all these values and this is good, but we can see we don't have any unit or is it in billion or anything for the valuation and funding. So what we can do, we'll close the format bar and we will come to funding in billion and we will default properties number format, we'll make it currency custom to, we want it in dollar and the suffix should be billion. Done. And also for valuation, since our valuation is all in billions, so we are not going to show any decimal places. One more thing that we need to do is number format currency 3. Okay, now see, Zapier boasted a valuation of $4 billion at a funding of $0.001 billion and gave a ROI of 3,990 9 times. This is how we wanted it. Now we want to create another chart, but we want to keep the formatting that we applied to this chart. So for that we can first, let me correct. For that we can right click on the chart name and go to duplicate. Here I want to display companies as per valuation and funding in billion. So ByteDance has a valuation of 180 billion and a funding of 8 billion. Okay, SpaceX has 100 billion and a funding of 7 billion. What is this? Zulu Lab. What, they had a funding of 38 billion. We will make it dual axis. Right click and synchronize axis. The blue is valuation and the orange is funding. We will come to this valuation, make it bar, then we will come to funding and make it bar as well. We will remove it from here and we will also remove this from here. We will call it company valuation funding. And we will edit the tooltip a little as well. We will hide this and hide this as well. And this is our legend. We will go to color, edit color, and here is the color palette. I want this color, 323F4B, 323F4B, 323F4B. So we will go to color, 323F4B, F4B, a little lighter, and the number turned out to be 597186. This is the color that I want. Okay, and for this I want this 1ABFC8. Any highlight, we will be using this color itself. This is done. We will right click, go to format, and here so we have created this to chart. This was not asked and this was asked. Here also we'll change the color to five nine seven one 86. This is done. Now let's see how long does it take for a company to become a unicorn. Has it always been this way? So we will duplicate it again and we will rename it time to unicorn. Now again we need to create a calculation, and for that we will have to subtract joined year founded from joined year. So again we will go to this triangle, create calculated field, we will name it time to unicorn club, and this will be joined year minus year founded. Okay, so everything will be as it is, and we will bring this to our column. We will sort it from greatest to smallest. We can see Autobach Healthcare and how much time it took. Let me bring it to detail. Autobach, it took 98 years. Then we have Promasidor Holdings, it took 37 years. So how do we want it? Do we want it in greatest to smallest or smallest to greatest? The smallest to greatest is something very different. Here, this company, it took -4 years. Then Avant, Candy, ClickHouse, Flinkford, these all took less than Ola Electric. Playco, these took 0 years. So let us first change this to a table. This company, let's go and see what is happening with that company. What is the name? Jidian Zizun. So here we have the company. It entered the Unicorn Club on 2017, but it was founded in 2021. So this is a discrepancy, clearly we will remove it. And any other, let's see, Ola Electric entered the Unicorn Club in 2019 and it was founded in 2019. Okay, so it took less than a year, that's why it is showing 0. And since we are calculating it only on the year level, so it will be 0. other company, Eco 2020. Okay, this is the reason, but that -4 is a discrepancy and we are going to exclude that. So we will exclude it and we will not create a chart for it. We will leave it this way only in the form of a table, and here we will bring in the city as well. Yes, and this time to unicorn club, we will change its default property. That will be a number custom without any decimal places, and in the suffix we will write YRS. We will also format the tooltip for this. So we will come to tooltip, and we don't want city, we want country. Remove city, bring country. This company based out of country entered the unicorn club in and also we will format this as our other tooltip. 12 bold to 12 bold 12 bold, and below here we will give a notice to companies having time to entry into the unicorn club less club equal to 0, did it in less than a year. This will be black and this will be red. 14. Okay, see, this is how we will be showing it. If we look at the legend here, we can see that artificial intelligence with a small I and artificial intelligence with a capital I, these two are being represented as different industries. So we don't want that. For that we have to come here in the table, click on the triangle at industry and then create a group, and we will group these two into a single group and we will call it artificial intelligence. Let's see any other industry. EdTech, FinTech. No, all others are good. So we'll click on OK, and this industry in the color we will remove it, and we will put industry group. This is done. Also, we have the same problem with cities. So if we go to cities and create a group, I saw Bangalore and Bengaluru being two different cities. See, Bengaluru and Bangalore. So we will group them and call it Bangalore. Then also we have Gurgaon and Gurugram. These two are the same cities, Gurgaon and Gurugram. We will call it Gurugram. Also, I have seen one thing, that Mumbai and Maharashtra. See, if the field is city, how can Maharashtra be here? Because Maharashtra is a state. So we will group them together as well and call them Mumbai. Done. And also from here we will remove the city, and the filter will be later applied, and we will bring in city group. Take the city group here and top, let's take top 15, and here comes the unknown. We don't want those records where the city is unknown, so we will exclude them. If need be, we can also enter the country here, but that's not required. Let's not do that. So we can see that New York is a hub for fintech startup. San Francisco is a hub for internet software and services. Similarly, Bangalore is also a hub for internet software and services. Beijing is for e-commerce and direct to consumers. Shanghai is for auto and transportation. London is for fintech. So fintech and internet software are the two most prevalent industries. Here Shenzhen for hardware, we all know that. Paris for e-commerce and direct to consumers. Palo Alto, internet software. Internet software is very popular industry to build a startup. Okay, now let's go and see what's the last question that we need to. So which investor have funded the most unicorn? For this we will be creating a word cloud. So start a new sheet, and for word cloud, as I already told you guys that we have to work on the investors column, and only then we will be able to visualize the word cloud. So we are going to first of all work on the investor column and bring the data to our desired format. Now the data manipulation has been completed, so we are going to add this here. For that, we'll go to this data tab, new data source. This is also a text file, and this is called investors. So see how I made it. I kept the company column, then all the different investors were split into different columns, and also I put this underscore between the different words of investors name so that these stay as a single piece. Otherwise it would have broken like Sequoia in one, then capital in another column. If we come to Tiger Global Venture, then this Tiger Global and Management all will be split into 3 different columns. So I wanted to keep the complete name together, that's why I used this underscore for every space. Now one thing that we need to do is to pivot this. So we will select the investor 1 column, press shift and click on the last. All the 4 columns been selected. Go to this triangle and pivot. This pivot field name, we will call it investors. Done. Let's go to our sheet 7 where we want to create. So bring investors to this and count of investors here. Null. So first of all we will remove the null. Now we have Sequoia, Excel, Tiger Global. Okay. So this is good, but we don't want it like this. We want it to be a word cloud. For that, first we have to convert it to a tree map. Then we will edit this. And here we will take top 10, apply, okay, and now we will go to this mark and make it text. This is done. So Sequoia Capital invested in most, that's 120, 61, 53, Anderson 53, Insight Partner 47, SoftBank 34, Tencent Holding 29, Lightspeed Ventures 34. Or if we increase the number to top 15, let's see what happens. Okay, Google Ventures, IDG Capital. This we don't want, but it's not looking good. Let's go to color, more color, and the color that we are using throughout, most funding investors. For lack of a better name, we'll be using this. So this is all done. We are also going to create one more chart for cities. Dual axis, all bars. We will remove the header, also this field label and this header as well. So San Francisco had a funding of 81.571 billion, but the return of investment is 1323x. Boston is even better. At a funding of only 9.244 billion, it gave 204x return. Stockholm, Paris, Shanghai, Bangalore. These are good, but we'll increase it to 15. Yes, this is looking better. So what is this? ROI and funding by city. ROI and funding by city. So we have made all the charts that we wanted, and now we will create some KPIs. Now we are going to create few KPIs, and creating KPIs is very much similar to creating any chart. So first of all, we will bring in funding to the text. Then we will bring in valuation. And make it a table, and at last we'll bring the count of companies and we'll take it in the column. Now we will make it entire view and center aligned. We'll change the size to 15, tableau medium. Okay. Time to unicorn club. We can take an average of this. Average 7 years. And ROI not this. We will create a new ROI column, calculated field. We will call it ROI1, and this will be a sum of valuation minus sum of funding divided by sum of funding. Okay, we bring this here 5, but we want it in percentage term, so we'll come here, default properties, number format, percentage, no decimal places. Okay, this is done. Anything else that could be put in the valuation in the KPI? Investors count. Field cannot be used from the investor data source because there is no relationship. Okay, there is no relationship, so we have to form a relationship. Company, yes. Close it. We want distinct count, so investor count, maybe we need to create one more calculated field. Investors count. We will count D, and what we will count? Investors. Okay, remove this from here. Calculated field with investors. We have total 1251 investors. Bring valuation above. 1074 unicorns having a valuation of $3,711 billion. 1251 investors who invested $591.820 billion and earned a ROI of 527%, and a unicorn took an average of 7 years to enter the unicorn club. Now we are going to create our dashboard. For dashboard, we have to click on this symbol. Now that we have created all our required visualizations, we are going to create our dashboard. So we have created a dashboard sheet first of all, and we will come here to size, and we will make it fixed size, and the width will be 1280 by 750. After that, we'll make sure that this is tiled and we'll drag an image. We'll go to choose to select our image. I have saved the image for background on my desktop. I will open it, click on fit and center image, then we will click on OK. This is done. We have brought in our background image. Let's check in full screen mode. This is how it will look. So on the first page, we are going to bring in our country unicorn, that is a map. So now, since we have brought in an image in the tiled, we have to bring every other element as floating. So let's bring it as floating, not this one, this one. Let's check on full screen mode. This is how it will look. Okay. So first of all, we will rename it World Level Distribution of Unicorns, and this will be 12 bold. Okay, so here in this we can see we have all the countries. We will edit this map a bit more. So here we will drag our valuation to detail, then funding in billion to detail, as well as ROI. We will take this ROI as well and check what is the difference between them. So remove this one. We will edit the tooltip. We will also bring the count of unicorns to detail. Now we will go to insert count of unicorns. In here we will write as unicorns having boasting a total valuation of, we will bring this here at a combined funding of, we will take this that resulted in a ROI of where is that X? Now we'll select the entire we'll remove the bold and now we will bold all the numbers, 12 and bold. Let's check. Okay, for India, and for the country one, we will remove all of this. So this chart is completed. So let us all go to our dashboard. Okay, and beside this we will bring our time to unicorn and we will keep it here. Rename it time taken to enter unicorn club. Okay, so this we are going to bring down, and also this we are going to bring down. And this will be 12 plus bold. And we will come to this map and go to this funnel and click on use as filter. So if we click on any country, for example, let's say Brazil, we made the filter here, but we have to make it on this one. Let's click on China. In full screen mode, this will look like this. Below we will bring this. And this will go up to here. In full screen, it will look like this. We will rename it valuation trend. And at the top, we'll bring this sheet. Right click on it and we will hide the headers increase the size, and we will hide the title as well. These are the important KPIs. So this is the look that we are gonna get. Okay, but these two colors, they look very similar, so we are going to change. Okay, funding will make red. Okay, and if we go and remove the city and then use it as filter. Okay, so this map can be used as a filter. If we click on any country in this table, we are going to display only those companies which hail from this country, and we are also gonna depict the trend of valuation. So Nigeria only has one country that took 3 years, but if we go to say Finland has 4 countries in this data set, and let's go to Japan, 5 countries. So this is working. This is our first dashboard, and we will create another dashboard, and same, that will be a fixed 1280 by 750, and we will bring an image. We will choose the same image. Now we are going to have a look at the primary questions. We will bring those chart first and any other chart if required. So we will open our document. Which unicorn company had the biggest return on investment? ROI, company ROI. We have to bring it in floating. Then we have how long does it take. We brought it to the first column, first dashboard, and after that cities that appear to be city industry hub, this chart. This is more, we can take less values. So here we will edit the filter, and let's see how much we have taken. 15, we will take 10. This is going to take the entire page to itself. If I make it to entire view, We will come to this chart, format, seven, Tableau medium and bold. Companies by ROI. One more chart we can bring in here, and that is gonna be our country, city, industry, hub, city, .12 bold, and this we will make 10. Let's say, and every and the last visualization that we are going to bring is country with most startups. So we have created our two dashboards, and now we are going to insert few filters on this page. And on the first dashboard, this chart is going to act as the filter. And also we are going to insert navigation button to these two dashboards. Now that we have created our two dashboards, the only thing remaining is to insert a filter in here for industry and navigation button to go from this dashboard to this dashboard. So first of all, we are going to insert a navigation button on second dashboard, and for that we will click this visualization and come here to show hide card, and we will show filter for industry group. We will bring it here, we'll put it in middle. We'll come to this arrow and make it single value drop down. See, this is how we want our filter to be. If we come to our full screen mode and let's apply any filter, EdTech. See, all these companies are of EdTech industry and these are their biggest companies. These are the cities with the most number of EdTech by count. So Beijing is the hub for EdTech, followed by Shanghai, San Francisco, Bangalore and New York. Similarly, we can see EdTech companies in San Francisco attracted a funding of 763 million and gave a return of 32.14. And we can just come here and click on this to remove our filter. Now we will go to our first dashboard and we will have to insert a navigation button. For that, make sure it is in floating, and we will bring this navigation element to the dashboard. Come to layout and size, we want it to be 130 by 40. Now we will come on this element, right click and go to edit button. Where do we want to go with this navigation tool? We want to go to our second dashboard and we want it to be represented by an image. We'll choose an image. I have downloaded the two images. I will click on it, apply. Yes, this is the image that I wanted. And in here, optional tooltip, we will write click to navigate to second dashboard, and we will click OK. If we come here, we can see we are getting our tooltip. This will do nothing when we are not in the full screen mode, but when we are in the full screen mode, this will work. And we will insert one more. So again, we will come to layout. On that dashboard it was 28 and 243. Let me check. Here it is 26 and make it 780. And this one, let's make it 30. So 120 and 690, 80 and 40. Same size we will make 690, 80 by 40, and we'll put it here. We'll right click on it and also edit this one, and simple, we'll use it to navigate to our first dashboard, and we will right click to navigate to main dashboard, and we will bring the image. This time we are gonna choose the other one, and this is the correct image that we wanted. So our dashboard is created, and let's see if this is working or not. So we are in the full screen mode. If we come here, we get our tooltip, we click it, and we come to the first one. Here also we get our tooltip, we click it, we come to our second dashboard. So this is the dashboard that we have created, and we will publish it